Technology played such a crucial part throughout this process because without it we would not have been able to create the successful film opening that we did. There were several different elements of technology that were really important to us whilst filming this opening, most notably of which was Adobe Premiere Pro. The first time I experienced Adobe Premiere Pro, I was taken aback by its complicated layout and I had absolutely no idea how to use the effects, or transitions and the importance of sound in film. It was because of my lack of knowledge that my first attempt at editing went so poorly. I'm referring to my dancing animals editing practice. The transitions looked childish and I used horrible effects that ruined the video. After my failure of a first attempt, I began trying to learn more about how to edit professionally and use effects, transitions and sound in an appropriate way. My second attempt at professional editing came when we began to edit for our prelim task. I felt the visual editing for my prelim went quite well, however the sound is where I made the biggest mistakes. Because we filmed outside, we had the sounds of the wind throughout the prelim, making it both hard to watch and hard to hear. My lack of knowledge and understanding about the importance of sounded film is what made my prelim appear amateur and childish. The final product was rushed, unsteady and overall a disaster in the way of sound. However, if I had not made these mistakes early on in the process, I would not have made the effort to understand the importance of sound in film, and my current film opening may not have included original Foley and a strong voiceover. Now that I've finished editing our film and have produced a successful film opening, I have slowly begun to notice elements of it that I could have improved. In the future, I wish to improve my knowledge and skill on other programs, such as After Effects, to show more skill and advanced editing know-how. While shooting our film, we used a Sony camera. After this task, I can now use the camera much more confidently than I did throughout my prelim task. I began to understand the different modes on the camera and how to use them effectively to my advantage. It was because of my increased knowledge that I was able to achieve some great shots which were both steady and different from each other. Shots such as the zoom in the opening shot, which was quite difficult because a zoom shot can often become blurry, and so I had to focus hard on ensuring that this didn't happen. My production skills throughout this process have also improved massively from my preliminary task because I now have a wider knowledge of editing, presenting and teamwork. In order to present aspects of our research and planning in a more creative way, we decided to use different presentation platforms. These include Prezi, which we used extensively throughout our planning and research, as well as eMaze and SlideShare. When filming for our film opening, we began to notice flaws in the sound of our footage, and after uploading the majority of our footage, we noticed that you couldn't hear the sounds of the games being played, and that if we were to include the use of Foley, it would not only improve our film, but it would show our skill in sound editing. We set up to begin filming the Foley sounds for certain moments of our film, such as when the teenagers are sitting around the table and Gemma and Jack are playing Connect 4.
Those three took me in and gave me a place where I belonged.
We watched this clip whilst recording our Foley, so that the sound and the image would match up perfectly and appear both professional and realistic to the audience. This was a vast improvement to the Foley we used in our prelim task, because in it, instead of recording the sounds ourselves, we simply got a sound clip from YouTube that fit with our clip and used that. The fact that we recorded the sounds ourselves shows a massive improvement on my prelim task, and because of us using our own sounds and recording them ourselves, I've learned a lot more about the importance of good sound editing and Foley. Without these two crucial elements, a film can look immature, and that is not the impression we wanted to make when editing this film. In order to present this evaluation in an interesting and unique way, I decided to utilise the program Screencast. When researching for this task, I came across several very useful editing tutorials on YouTube. These were very helpful when I was starting the editing process, as I had never really attempted to use Premiere Pro before. It was from these editing tutorials that I had the idea to use Screencast to film in moments of the editing process that were particularly important. For example, we use colour correction throughout our film opening, so I wanted to highlight the ways in which we did this and how I had learnt from the mistakes I made in the prelim and applied my new knowledge to my new task.